welcome back to another tutorial for Schoology. This one will deal with your courses and navigating around your courses. I'll show you what you have available to you on your left-hand side, as well as your materials that you have availability to send out to your students, and then a few other little tips along the way. So I entered into my course through this Courses button up top. I had my pull-down menu, and I chose my course that I wanted to jump into. So you'll see here on the left-hand side, you have a little icon for your course. If you click the Edit Picture button, you can edit that course icon with a different thumbnail that students will see. You can either create your own in another application or find an image that you want to use for yours and change that up, or keep it as is, and you can upload that by attaching a file, or you can choose one of the preloaded images. This just helps your students identify your course of study in their app. It may be a little bit quicker than just using the default icons that Schoology sometimes gives. So as you continue to dig down here, these are just the options you have. Materials, which is the screen we're on now. This is kind of your landing page. You have an updates button or a tab here that will allow you to send out announcements to your students. This automatically will go to your two sections or whatever section you have. You usually have one. If you are an elementary teacher, or if you are a secondary, you may have many. This is going to allow you to send students links or files, or you can record yourself and talk to them. You could put out a quick poll. You can attach a different resource here, whatever. You can also just type in announcements that students can see if there's any information that's really pertinent that you need to make sure they are aware of. Once you post it, students will usually get notifications for that and be able to check out whatever info you have for them. I'm going to jump past gradebook and grade setup for now. There is mastery page and badges as well. This is something that we can go into at a later date. Attendance, analytics, and workload moving down here is not something you're typically going to jump into. Members obviously is going to allow you to know who's in your course. This will obviously be preloaded through PowerSchool, and your students should be in there. But if you did have to add other adults to your course, this would be the place to do that, and there will be another video on that at a later point in time. So there's the left-hand side of your screen. In the middle here, you're going to see all the current materials that you have available to your students, which if you're just getting started, you'll see that you don't have any, or you could have quite a few if you've been using Schoology for quite a while. So your material pull-down menu, the options you have for your students are folders, assignments, test quiz, assessment, files, and links that will allow you to add in PDFs or other documents, as well as links to websites, discussion boards to hold those online discussions with students, pages which allow you to curate information for your students similar to a web page without leaving Schoology, media albums which allow students to upload video or images, and then down at the bottom, you can import from your resources, which is this tab here if you've created things in resources. So that's your materials button. Couple other things before we end our little tutorial here is the add materials filter over here, right? All materials is a pull down menu. That's the default. If you have a lot in your course of study and you're trying to find something, you could drill down and just have certain things like assignments, that it'll just pull all your assignments and show you them in a list. It'll also show you, if you have them in a folder, where that might be located. Just to kind of help you drill down and find things if you don't remember, especially if you have a lot of folders and you nest those folders inside one another. You also have on the right-hand side here your calendar, which will show any upcoming assignments. If you give an assignment a due date, it will populate here, as well as students will see it on the right-hand side of their screen when they're in your course. You can also add events quickly here, which will be put in the calendar as well. Assignments are things students will be able to submit back to. Events would just be giving them a calendar update of something that will be coming to them, or some important information that you're going to want to share with them. Maybe it's field trips and things of that nature. So that is a basic overview of what your course looks like. We will then do some more tutorials here that will jump into how to create some of the things in your add materials pull-down menu, and some other tools that you have at your disposal once you jump in here. So hopefully you enjoyed this, and we'll see you later.